how to work with addictions. Hello, Gosha, sociologist and psychotherapist, talking today about addictions because it is a very important topic and it means much more than we would think on the first reaction of hearing the word addiction. It's not only drugs, alcohol and hazard, it is many behaviors that we even tend to see as normal nowadays. So it is everything that creates in us this type of urge to do it, and when we don't do it, we feel uncomfortable, we feel like anxious. It's like something is itching inside. No, I have to do it. So what are this type of addictions? It can be anything from checking your phone 300 times per day, for whatever reason you tell yourself to. It can be excessive watching, so binge watching. You cannot, when you finish one series, you cannot not start another one, or you cannot just finish on the 4 episodes, you just need to go until 12. It can be even exercising and dieting, and you tell yourself, no, I just want to look good, but you cannot not doing it. There is something inside you telling you, like, you just have to be on another diet, you just have to run another 5 miles. What else? It can be also pursuit of career. It can be this kind of feeling of being busy. I just need to do another thing, or optimize my time to the limits. Like, I cannot even stand 5 minutes waiting for somebody. I need to take my phone, maybe learn something. Maybe on my walk I need to listen to an audiobook. I cannot just enjoy the time. No, I just feel this kind of itch. No, I need to do something on the top of that. So I put an audiobook, and maybe even on the twice speed, just to make it more efficient. This kind of urges that, oh my gosh, I think about it, a lot of them related to me for a long time. All of them, they are pointing out towards the area that we feel uncomfortable not doing it, or it also points out that we don't feel comfortable not doing anything. So we need to either feel the time doing something, because when we not doing it, some kind of maybe thoughts creep in, maybe some self-beliefs, maybe some fears, maybe some resentments from the past, and we just so not wanting to experience that. So we find another way to occupy our thoughts, fill our time to the limits, so we don't have this time to spare or on silence, because silence seems to be destructive for us. And why? It's both the question and answer to addiction. Because if we ask ourselves why, and we have enough courage and finally make this decision of just facing what is there, because all these excessive behaviors can drive us to the edge of our physical limits, maybe mental capacity, and we can collapse. So when we are ready for asking the question, why I'm doing that? It's obviously destructive for my body, it's destructive for my maybe relationships, because I don't have space in my head for anybody else. I'm just thinking compulsively, when can I do this again? Just because I remember last time when I did that, it felt so good, but I don't feel that after a while I have to do twice as much of this, or even more, because what I've been doing is not enough anymore. So this kind of threshold is rising. So as I say, when you're brave enough and you feel like either you hit the rock bottom hard, or you just see that it's not contributing to my well-being, nor my life, nor my relationships, my family, then you start looking for a reason. And after a while, applying some methods that I will tell you in a second, you might come up with the answer. I'm actually, when I'm alone with myself, when I have this moment of silence, I have this and this thought. or this and that memory creeps in. Or I just think about this trauma or that person doing this to me, and just it's so unbearable, I have to cover it up quickly with something. And here either chemical substance comes in hand to serve us escaping this chemically, because we get this kind of feeling of, all the hormones are hitting our brain by the touch of the chocolate, or of course any other substance, alcohol, drug, and tell us, okay, now you can relax, you don't feel it, or that memory becomes less, or this feeling is distracted by this feel of pleasure caused by that substance or behavior. So finding the reason is first big step on your journey if you want to recover from addiction. Because as I mentioned, if you know that, it's both the answer to the question and the solution. Because if you know what's wrong, what's really wrong, not that you're missing this and that substance and you feel discomfort, but if you know that at the bottom of that is some hidden truth, is this memory from the past, this self-belief, then you can start working with this. And how to find out what is the reason? For that, you need to apply certain techniques, and they all actually circle around mindfulness. There is one incredible psychotherapist named Dr. Gabor Mate, and he even wrote a book in the realm of hungry ghosts, and it shows exactly the reasons for the addictions. Because he says, like, if you look at an addiction, you're looking really at the pain of somebody. Because if there is an addiction, it means that something happened in the past that right now a person is trying to cover up for by taking the substance, by behaving in this way to distract themselves, to soothe themselves. So that's for sure. If you have some severe or even mild addiction, it means that something happened, and unless you really address that, you will be constantly fighting the symptoms only. And if you're not winning with your addiction, it's not. You should not think that you are a loser because you don't have enough willpower. It means that you were hurt on a very deep level, and that needs to be addressed. And what we often believe is that by running away from that cause, we will be feeling satisfied and happy. But running away makes it much worse, because you add even more energy into that, and you're still in the loop. That's why instead of running away or doing the same thing, hoping that this another shot of whatever will calm me down, will get me relaxed, will get me out of these memories or misery, instead of that, just stop. And that's mindfulness. Stopping and looking what's really there, or starting asking the questions. So for certain, what we find is either resentment or a fear at the bottom of addiction. So the first method is start journaling. Journaling your fears and your resentments. Because you might feel immediately which type of resentment or which type of fear you're running away, and it can be a little bit more obscure. It might be hidden somewhere more inside, and you will need a little bit more time to unravel that. So if you can journal what I'm afraid of, what type of resentments I hold, what somebody have done to me either early on in my childhood or in my adolescence, or maybe even within the last few months or years. Something that really, when I think about it, I'm still boiling, or I still feel hurt, or I feel I'm nothing. This is the right track. You are a detective in that story. because you are right now asking the questions and asking the right questions finally, instead of running away like in a movie with cowboys, you know, just shooting, running, jumping on the horse, running there. That's addiction. You know that there is somebody there you need to catch, but instead of actually doing detective work first, you just keep yourself busy, you run out of energy, and basically at the end you just also run out of water and you end up on the desert. Oh my gosh, I went so far with this analogy. But instead you're doing the detective work. So mindfulness helps in the detective work because it helps you to slow down your senses, your thoughts, and all your natural compulsive reactions. If you follow any religion and you do some kind of mindfulness practice as a part of your religion, that's great. You can help yourself by doing it before you start journaling. You can also start doing it more frequently, more often, and especially in the moment of craving, when you feel like this craving is coming and you just start losing control. If you spend another 30 seconds before you take it and do this mindfulness or prayer, whatever works with you, it can slow down this reaction time and help you to decide, do I really want to do it? Of course, if you're ready, if you're already on the path that you know you want to get out of it. Many people say that spirituality also helps them on the way towards healing, on the way towards more freedom, because being able to decide, am I going to get another slice or 5 of pizza or a cake, or I'm going to spend another 5 hours of watching this and that, or, you know, fire up this porn movie instead of going on an actual date. Then if you have that space in your head to decide, then you are more free. Then you are a free man. Otherwise, you're just going along the habit or some kind of exercised routine in your head or in your chemistry or in your physical behavior. And you might think that that's freedom because you can do it. But the freedom is really when you can decide, am I continuing or not? And if you want to decide to continue, do it. But do it consciously, knowing all the consequences of it, and not because you cannot say no to it. So addiction is something that stems from our resentments, our fears, our trauma. There is no addiction if there was no pain. Living a life full of pain that we carry behind, it's not freedom. And if you already decided you want to become free, using mindfulness techniques, noticing yourself, what are you feeling at the moment? What are you thinking? What type of memories creep in? How I want to naturally react to it. And then slowly working out towards creating a space between this thought, this urge, and actual decision of doing it or not, is the path to freedom. And what can help you in exercising this space is mindful technique in journaling your fears and resentments, whatever spiritual practice you're doing, and filling yourself with compassion, not beating yourself up for not being there, just doing your bit day by day.